Okay, good afternoon, my dear kids. Welcome back one more time to the world of science. I am Mithun Raj, your science teacher, signing in from this part of the world, Cochin, Kerala. Okay, this week we were discussing about a particular chapter of 9th standard NCERT science, apart from physics. And the name of the chapter was Force and Laws of Motion. So yesterday what we were talking about inertia. Okay, inertia. Actually, I think that half of you didn't understand what is inertia actually, isn't it? Okay. Anyway, that's the basic concept of these all three laws of motion. Okay, if you know what is inertia, and if you know what is momentum, okay, momentum of an object, then it will be easy for you to understand all these three laws of motion. Okay, and the application level of these laws of motion is very huge for physics part. Okay, especially for mechanics, classical mechanics and mechanics. So anyway, no problem. Let us see. The first law of motion is nothing but the law of inertia. Understand? Yesterday I didn't told the laws of motion, right? Only told that what is inertia. Inertia is the tendency of an object to stay at rest or in uniform motion unless an unbalanced force act on it. Okay? Unbalanced force act on it. That means simply we can say what is inertia. Inertia of a particular object is its mass. Understand? Mass is the measure of inertia. Okay, mass of a body. For example, yesterday we talked about a car, I think. Car. See, here two cars are there. Okay. The small car has less inertia. The big car has huge inertia. Okay. That's why it is very difficult to pull the bigger car. Okay. The same thing. Mass is also very small in small car, and mass is huge or mass is too much in that big car. Okay. So commonly we can also say that inertia means what? Mass itself. Okay. Mass. Inertial mass. That is the definition for mass in physics. Anyway, you know the mass is the amount of matter in a substance. That is the theoretical definition for mass. Okay, the amount of matter in a substance is mass. Okay, but in physics, in this classical mechanics, what is mass? Measure of inertia of a particular object. Okay, that is not given in textbook, I think, but that is the real definition for mass. Okay, the measure of inertia. Let's see the first law of motion. It is nothing but what? It is the law of inertia. Okay, let's see what it is. According to Newton's first law, an object in motion continues in motion with the same speed and in the same direction unless acted upon an unbalanced force. It is the natural tendency of an object to keep on doing what they are doing. All objects resist changes in their state of motion. In the absence of an unbalanced force, there won't be any motion in that object. Understand? Balanced force and unbalanced force already you studied. Okay. In the case of balanced force, there won't be any motion because the force is acting equally from both the directions. Okay. Unbalanced force means only from one direction. Okay. So, according to the Newton, every object in this world, every object, what all objects are there in this world, even human beings, animals, plants, chair, table, laptop, ball, car, cycle, everything in this world continues to continues to remain at rest or uniform motion unless an external unbalanced force acts upon it. That means, for example, if we keep what do you want to keep? Okay, you have 1 kg of apples and 2 kg of oranges. Okay, you are keeping it in your fridge. Okay, night time you are keeping it in your fridge. Morning you are opening the fridge. What will happen to them? Anyway, it will become cold, but any change in its position? Can you see any change in its position? No. Why? Because it is a property of an object to remain at rest. For whatever it is doing, it will tend to do that same thing. Understand? For example, if you are rolling a football through a plain road, okay? If you are rolling a football through a plain road, what will happen? It will continue to roll in straight line, isn't it? It will continue to roll in straight line. But after some time, it is what? It will come to rest. Why? Because another unbalanced force is acting. In that case, what force is acting? Frictional force from the floor, isn't it? Am I right or not? Frictional force from the floor is acting on that ball. That's why it is coming to rest. At the same time, just drive your cycle for a few seconds and stop applying pedal. What will happen? And actually you want to go through a plain surface, okay, plain road. What will happen? The cycle will continue to go in straight line, isn't it? Am I right or not? But after a small time, it will stop because of frictional force from the ground. Otherwise, if you are applying brake, then also the cycle will stop, isn't it? In the both cases, first unbalanced force was frictional force. In the second case, unbalanced force was the brake applied by you, isn't it? That's the first law of motion. Let's see what is the first law. An example to evaluate the first law. So this is actually done by Galileo. Here it is Newton. Okay, this was done by Galileo. Take a small marble. Okay, marble is available in most of the shops, isn't it? You have played with marbles and all. Almost every home has marbles, isn't it? Take a marble and take a small wood piece which is like this shape, isn't it? It's an inclined plane, like a slope. Okay, just keep that ball, that marble in that slope and just push it. What will happen? In this case, what is happening? The marble will increase the speed. Understand? Anyway, we applied the force and the marble will increase the speed. Why? Because it is a slope. Understand? Slope means extra force is given to it. There won't be any gravity. Gravity is less when it is slope. But in this case, see, it is upside. So gravity will be high, isn't it? So it is very difficult for this piece of marble to roll up. Okay, when it goes upside, its speed will reduce. But in the case of this, take a plain board. Okay, take a plain long board and just push the marble. What will happen? It will go in straight line, isn't it? Because the marble will neither slow down nor speed up. It will continue to move in uniform motion. Understand? Because it has the tendency to continue to do what it is doing. Before that, it was in rest. Okay. External force, unbalanced external force as acted by our finger. So the marble start moving. And when it is moving, it is continuously in that uniform motion. And when frictional force comes from this floor, the marble will come to rest. Isn't it? So that is the explanation for first law of motion. This derivation, leave it. F is equal to dv by dt means rate of change of velocity. Anyway, moving means velocity, isn't it? This equation we don't need. It is a higher class equation. Another equation is there that I will give. So factors which determine the moment of inertia. Distribution of mass. Okay, and inertia is directly proportional to the mass. So inertia and mass is closely related. Mass is more, inertia is more. Mass is less, inertia is less. Understand? So mass is the measure of inertia. Okay, mass is the measure of inertia. Let's see. Anyway, this yesterday we already explained this one. This one also yesterday we explained why the coin is falling into that tumbler, because of that coin has an inertia, so that when we suddenly remove this paper, the coin will tend to not to change its state of rest. Okay, it will continue to stay in that state of rest. So only the paper is moved, coin is not moved, it will go down into that glass. Another example is this one. What happens if he come and hit here? If he is hitting very with high speed, means he will be thrown out of the car, isn't it? That's why high accident happens. Okay, that's why people are dying because of accidents. Because that's why we are wearing seat belt while driving, isn't it? So that is because of inertia. Because when the car is driving, this person is also sitting inside the car. Okay, with this car, this person also has a motion. Okay, he is continuing his position of motion. Okay, that continuous uniform motion is maintaining. But when the car hits this surface, the car will stop, because an external force is applied on this car, but the external force is not applied on this person. So what will happen? He will continue to move in this direction, then he will jump out or be thrown out of the car. If he has seat belt, he will be very safe, but if he is not wearing seat belt, he will be thrown out of the car. That property is known as inertia. Okay, hope that all of you understand what is inertia. Okay, anyway, this is what happens if passengers do not wear seat belts while traveling in a car and the car stops suddenly due to an accident. The large force of inertia on the body of passengers can throw passengers violently in forward direction, causing serious injuries. And according to our size, big people or big human beings will be thrown out with more power. Understand? And small human beings will be thrown out with less power. Understand? Anyway, during accident, nobody will care about that. If it is a serious accident, everybody will be seriously injured. Okay? So it is safe to wear seat belts while traveling in a car. Okay? So that is the examples for inertia or first law of motion. So this is the definition for first law. Okay? Where is it? An object in motion continues in motion with, anyway, the better explanation is here. An object at rest will stay at rest, and an object in motion will stay in motion at constant velocity unless acted upon an unbalanced force. Definition and all I will give you in notes. Okay, this definition is a bit bigger one. In notes it is very simple. Okay. What is this equation indicates? When the object is at rest, the total force will be 0. Velocity will be 0. Okay, so rate of change of velocity will be 0. Okay, when an external force acts, actually this is not the equation, and another equation is there that we will study later. Okay, so understand what is the first law of motion. So every body, according to the Newton's first law, every object has a tendency to continue its state of rest or of uniform motion unless an external unbalanced force acts on it. Okay, that is the definition for the first law of motion. Here it is not given correctly. In notes I will give. Okay, today's video log notes I will give the correct definition of the first law of motion. Okay, it's simple. See, first law of motion. Every object continues to remain at rest or in uniform motion unless an external unbalanced force acts on it. Okay, that's the first law. That's it, my dear kids. I hope till now it is fine, isn't it? The next second law, there is a derivation of an equation. Okay, there we will derive an equation of motion. Sorry, equation for force. Okay, the equation which we derived in the last chapter, here we want to use it. That 3 equations of motions we derived in the last chapter, isn't it? Last chapter of physics, not the entire textbook. Last chapter of physics we derived. Okay, V minus U, at, with regarding displacement, time, initial velocity, final velocity, isn't it? Acceleration. That application we want to use here. Okay, that's it. Today's class I am winding it up. Tomorrow we will go for the second law of motion. Okay, second law of motion is about the momentum. Okay, this is the famous equation of motion. F is equal to ma, mass into acceleration. How we got this we will study in the next class. Okay, my dear kids, bye bye. Signing off from this part of the world. Hope all of you are healthy, staying home and staying healthy. Complete all the works, okay, all the pending works, complete it, because at the end of the year there won't be that much time. Okay, when the school reopens normally, when physical classes starts normally, there won't be that much time to spare. Okay, so keep an up to date of notes. Okay, pending notes means it will be very difficult in the end. Understand, it will be very difficult, and standard is not that much easy. So bye bye my dear kids, see you soon, and Jai Hind.